But you know the beautiful part about my journey? What Locke told me? He said, crucifixion is about the Crusades, but still going on now. They crucified our culture. We nailed to the cross. Justice is nailed to the cross. They said his hair was like lamb's wool, his feet was like malted brass. Look at that. Then when they say, you blacks say little sunlight, all that, we're the children of the sun. And we don't have to hate because they hate, because it's in some people's DNA to do what they do. But with that stake, why people get mad is the vast estate. We worth more than money can buy because this whole estate belongs to us. It belongs to us. So when it comes to leadership, look at us, man. I mean, I'm a little older than y'all, but when I did 2 years in prison for assault. I got out. And when I got out, my friend, he was all strung out on. When he was around me, he was cool. He all strung out on the needle. I got out, I kept going to college, kept going to school and so forth and so on. Then, second or third year in college, it hit everybody. Everybody was on this crack. But because I thank Allah for the mother that I had, because I couldn't do stuff like that. I did my dirt, but that was a psychological attack on the so-called black community, just like the liquor stores. Look at all the money invested into these other countries, but look at how they put a liquor store on every corner.
But they don't just put it on every corner. They put it near the schools. Like if you were right over here on West Side,
right.
You got a school right over here. It's a liquor store right across the street. The children that play in the park, you can see right there at the liquor store. And that's just like over on 30th Street. You got the park right behind the liquor store.
You have the most out there, like hanging out in front, waiting for it to open. Like they open at 9 or 10, they out there. Yeah, they waiting an hour earlier.
Then you have a foreign agent proposing as an alpha male. Managing your estate to foreign countries, that birth certificate is money. They don't even have to give us reparations. All they got to do is just give us what our birth certificate's worth. A true leader gonna stand up and speak against the oppression of his community. When shepherd's job is to warn the sheep that there's wolves. But I love this generation here, a social media generation. I believe in y'all because a lot of people's in the stuff that I cannot reveal. It ain't like that no more. Everything's coming across social media. And so even when I studied, I really like school and stuff like that. I don't tell nobody against school and stuff like that. But my undergrad, I was a psychology major, and I studied behavioral science. And one favorite subject was Sigmund Freud's ego self-defense mechanisms that we should all learn. But the Moors taught me the first law of nature, self-preservation. So what do we do to preserve our culture? Because man need no middleman to Allah. Allah's with you. That's what I learned in Mecca. Going to Mecca. Go ahead, son.
That's what we want to talk about.
All right. He spit fire smoke. Yeah. He got to get the plumber. He got to get his on camera, on video, on microphone. Make sure you're talking to the mic. Let me real quick. I'm gonna do an intro, and then I'm gonna do an intro, and I'm gonna kick it off, and I'll let you know when you can go in. Let's make conversation of that. All right, hold on. All right. And we're back. Welcome to the Moor Culture Podcast, episode 4. Islam. The episode of culture, Islam. First, I just want to make sure we greet everybody with whatever greeting they come with. They want peace, Islam, Hotep, Assalamu Alaikum, Rahubat. You got what any other, Mo? Any other greetings?
Alafia.
Oh,
Europe.
yeah.
Hmm?
What's that?
That's Hausa, Yoruba for peace.
Yoruba, Islam.
And Hotep, all that ties in what means Islam.
Islam. So this is the fourth episode. I'm excited that we're back. We took too long of a break. We're back, and beautiful conversation already that we're going to have in store because the Brother Shariff, our elder council member, our higher up, who we seek a lot of wisdom from, just came back from a great pilgrimage. Hajj is what I call it Hajj. That's the word they use is Hajj, but I guess supposedly if you don't do it during a certain time, it's not considered Hajj. But regardless, the Mo visited, right? Yeah. So, but the Mo visited Mecca. I still consider it a pilgrimage, a spiritual journey, I'm sure. So we really want to know, especially me, I want to know, how the trip went and what you bring back for us, because I've been holding this off for a while.
The trip went real beautiful. I never knew about a place called Jeddah. I read about it when I was reading The Message of Black Man in prison. I never knew that I would land in a place called Jeddah and stuff like that. First we landed in Cairo, Egypt, and then we landed in the Jeddah, and then they gave us our Umrah garbs. The brother, the tour, it was people helping us. And then we had a tour guide. He took us from Jeddah to Mecca. And when he took us from Jeddah to Mecca, he came back. I mean, we got to Mecca. Then we started our ritual, the Umrah, going around Kaaba 7 times. And I maneuvered in, and there was a lot of people. I kissed the rock. And they said, there go Abraham's footprint right there. It was a gold casing and so forth and so on. People were so energetic. Their spirit was in one accord. It's a holy place on earth. It's like a model city. But poverty's everywhere. Poverty is not only a black and white thing, but I feel honored by Allah to help me make that journey. And I heard the call of prayer 5 times a day. And when I heard the call of prayer, I was thinking about Prophet Muhammad in his night journey when he was traveling the 7 heavens. And
hell, man. Speak about it, Mo. Speak about it.
The angel Jibril said, Ikra. Read in the name of your guardian Lord taught man the use of the pen, taught him that which he knew not. I look at the division for all black America. They got to read and stop being people's flunkies. Everybody, I've been studying all my life. I'm a scholar. Every time I turn around, and everybody got another way to God, but Allah's closer to you than judgment vain. Remember your commitment to Allah. And because it says never does Allah change the conditions of a people till they change for themselves. So we in America, we got to read. So then I went to the Prophet's Masjid and prayed in the Prophet's Masjid. I went to his mother Khadijah's grave. They wouldn't let you see the Prophet's grave because it's guarded in the palaces and stuff like that. But the deepest thing, I really said, wow, it's got me still thinking. I said, this place ain't never been conquered. That's why it's holy. Can you imagine? It was all up in the mountains. You can't beat nobody up there unless you know the terrain.
That's right.
I mean, Afghanistan was hard. Russia was there. They got out.
Good.
United States was there. They got it because all of them mountains, driving them visualize people, Muslims on camels with swords.
Man.
I said, how could you do? And they're not a violent people. The world needs peace. That's why I thank Allah for Noble Drew Ali and his message and his disciples to bring Islam to America for us. because we need that to polish up. I'm tired of people saying to my people, 8-ball corner pocket with a little English on it. That's what they've been doing to us. Now it's time to reverse psychology. So we have to bring the spirit of Mecca right here in our community, because this is a message for all mankind. In Mecca, everybody had that one focus was Allah. And when you have your one focus as Allah, things will change for us. But we live in a very serious hour now. And I thank Allah for these brothers in Wilmington, Delaware, because they understand me when other people would understand me and stuff like that. That's all I needed. We on a mission. Actions speak louder than words. We've been talking long enough. My question to you Moors out there, what you gonna do? Islam.
Islam.
They need to come here, bro. That's what they need to do. They need to come right here in this holy temple. We are here every Friday. We are Sundays as well for Sunday school. And the rest of the center, we're here. We're trying to be here every day, for real. You know, call ahead, go to the website. You can call ahead, make sure you try to make sure somebody's here. But come get the literature, come get the knowledge, come get the light. We are here and we're building together. We have business and we're building together.
Got the Moorish Times on deck.
Moorish Times, new issue coming out.
Indeed.
Come get the latest edition, and get hip to the light, man. Come on, this is where you got to be.
Got the Holy Quran of Moorish Science Temple of America, divinely prepared by Noble Jew Ali.
And that's a challenge. That's a challenge for all you Moors.
We got the Quran questions.
Because when you read it, it says this. Circle 7, Holy Quran of Moorish Science Temple of America, divinely prepared by the noble prophet, truly to redeem his man from a sinful and fallen stage of humanity, back to his highest plane of spirit, like with his father God Allah. He gave you fez. He brought you back into Christhood. Stop letting people make you second doubt yourself and get off the cross and form under one crescent, Islam.
Islam.
It's about culture, Mo. That's this, and it's the fourth episode. It's about culture. It's about the way of life, and like you said, the Prophet Noble Jew Ali brung the original culture,
Islam.
the culture of the original man.
Islam. He brought it back to his people.
And all the other ones learned from him. But what you don't do, people say, well, that ain't this and that. And no, if you go in the powers of be, they got a big library.
Islam.
The so-called black man and so-called black woman couldn't even read and write.
Islam.
Now you got agents talking about, don't listen to that mess, man. Ikra, read, name your garden, Lord taught man to you spend, told him about what you do not. That's how we resurrect. That's right. That's what the second coming of Christ is about.
That's right.
Our nation coming back from darkness into the marvelous light. So I got a message for those who don't like that. The Bible says, touch not my anointed, do my prophets no harm. He got something for you too.
That's right. Praise Allah.
Islam.
Shariff coming with that fire.
As y'all expected, this is you're basically at always one level, Mo. You're like you're in go mode.
The holy breath.
We were going to be here on a couple of days ago, and you said you weren't, a little jet lagged. You said wasn't feeling too well, and even until I called you, you sounded, you maybe just woke up from a nap. But when it's ready to talk, when it's ready to come off the top of the head and explain, real spirituality and knowledge, Mo, you are ready.
Allah is sending blessings this way. Let me share one thing else with y'all, if I may. In the Holy Quran, in Mecca, it says, bow down to Adam. Adam means black mud. So I wonder what the shade of skin or the people were told to bow down. Iblis said, no, I ain't bowing down to him. That chunk was made of clouds, made of scorching winds. Allah said, get out here, you rejected one. He said, he prayed to Allah. I said, Allah, grant me respite. Allah said, very well. He granted him respite. He said, well, I will stand in a straight way and come after them for a appointed term. I will come from their left, their right, before them, behind them, and ambush them. So, and and you will find most of them in the grave. That's what happened to the so-called black man and woman. They've been ambushed and they've been lied to. Well, I seek refuge in lie my greatest enemy, which is my lower self, right? Because shaitan, Iblis comes with the winds of passion.
Indeed.
I remember I used to smoke cigarettes and stuff. That was shaitan.
Islam.
When I used to curse and drink that fire water.
Islam.
Allah sees you as a new people rising up here in the 2025, 2030, deeper than anything that happened in the early 1900s. We on the ball and stuff like that. A lot of angels on the set. Islam.
Islam.
Brother Shariff, Brother Quinnell, actually, I wanted to camel back off of what Brother Shariff is spitting on right now. Being in the Moorish Temple of America, do you believe that it's important for us to make that similar trip, or yeah, it's that
Islam. I definitely do.
Yeah, I said Brother Shariff first. I misquote. I misspoke. I meant to ask Quinnell for his input on that.
Islam, I think it is crucial for the Moors and the Moorish Temple to make that journey, to take that trip. Islam. But I don't think it should just be Mecca though either. Islam. We need to go to all of our holy places. Islam. But the journey to Mecca is definitely needed. That's one of the pillars in Islam. And the Prophet gave us Islam. And we're practicing Islamism. Isn't that right? Go ahead, Mo.
And I was still studying today about when the Caliph Omar entered Jerusalem, the Romans just handed it up. They just handed it up. And so the Imam Omar said, where is the Jewish place of worship? He said, we made that into a dump. And the Caliph went there, show me. And he started cleaning it up, inviting the Jews back and so forth and so on. I said, wow, that's powerful. He said, what happened to the Crusade? The Christians killed 20,000 Jews. So everybody be playing like they holy. They're not holy. This is real. Allah is committed to those who are committed to this movement, whether you be Jew, Greek, or Gentile. He's committed to you to bring change to the earth. Stop letting people fool you.
Islam. You know, it's funny, too, because you bring that up. A lot of people are confused, you know. The so-called modern Jews, they'll tell you they believe in the same God as the Muslims.
Mm-hmm.
And you hit it right on the money. It's about the belief in Allah. That's what it's about. And like you said, Allah is in us.
Yes.
So that's why we have to be, we have to spread love to our brethren and our sisters, because that's what Allah is. Allah is love.
Yes, because when we on our higher self, Allah speaks to us.
Islam.
One thing when I can notice about being over there, I said, wow, this ain't white and black. Poverty is everywhere.
Islam.
That thing got to be addressed. We had to get up our white and black, because that's sorcery, like the Gregorian calendar, like we just came to Mars, they had us worshiping Mars, the god of war and stuff like that. We got to learn our culture.
That's a good point.
And so when you start listening to us brothers here, your scholars, your professors, you'll be made new, because we ain't pulling no punches. We're going to tell you the Islamic year and day from now on. When as we tell you, you're going to be in a different world, travel from darkness into marvelous light.
When you come to the Moor Culture Center, you're getting the experience that you need to know thyself. I'm going to just say this one more time. We got the Holy Quran of the Moorish Temple of America, divinely prepared by Noble Drew Ali, the Prophet. We have the Quran questionnaire for Moorish Americans. The great meeting is on. This is still relevant to this day. That's how lost we as a people still are. So that's why this movement cannot stop, and this is why this movement is going to succeed, and we're going to prevail. Islam?
That's like
Islam.
Everything you need is here, Mose.
It's a powerful movement because Allah will promote you if you're really committed in the movement. He ain't promoting them Moors that's running to and fro the earth seeking whom they may vow. They think they promote it. He's pulling his sheets off on them. He's making them naked.
Islam.
Many are afflictions of the righteous, but Allah will help them overcome them all.
Noble Jew Ali gave us tools, and we got to use those tools for what they are. You know, a lot of us in the movement are not using the tools properly. So that's why you have this stagnant cloud around the movement at times. But this is why we're here doing these podcasts. Yeah, this is the fourth one. Praise Allah. We trying to have more than 4. But this is the point of it, to reach our people, to grasp their souls with the truth. Islam.
I believe Noble Jew Ali so much, so deep, it brought me into the PhD program. I ain't asked nobody help me. I earned it.
Indeed, Mo, and that's another good point.
So you got Moors be around, they be jealous and stuff like that.
That's why they Islam, Mo.
That's little child stuff. I ain't got time for that. They said, Sigma 4 said surveys and human growth and development, childhood, adolescence, adulthood. You got Moors around there, they still adolescents.
Islam. See, and that's a good point. The Prophet Noble Jew Ali gives us our PhD, as you want to say, Islam. And why we say that? We say that because he makes us read.
Yes.
He makes us open the books.
Yes.
He makes us use the pen. Just like who? Who did? Who said we needed to?
Angel Jabril.
Islam.
But then you also got to watch out for them people that be loosening up spirits out.
That's right.
When you develop, you're doing good. And you got people that act like they're your brother and they loosen the spirits.
That's right.
And you know, the remedy to that is A'udhu Billah, he made a shaitan rajim.
Razim, that's right.
Sigma 4 call that ritual undoing.
That's right.
And I like the last.
Casting the shaitan away.
Yes. I like the last 2 surahs of the Quran, because that's what it's all about. What one say, I seek refuge, the Lord of dawn, from the midst of creative things, from the midst of the great dark night as overspread, from the midst of those who practice secret arts, from the midst of the envious one who practice envies. We ain't nobody's toys. Tricks are for kids.
Tricks are for kids. Tricks are for kids.
That's the bar.
Islam, I want to ask you a question, Sharif. How did it feel when you were making salat in Mecca?
I'm happy because I've missed a lot of times, like praying 5 times a day.
That's right.
That's special. My Moorish American prayer is special too.
Islam.
Because I'm grounded into that. But I thank Allah for letting me do that, because I was filled with what they call Holy Spirit.
Islam.
I felt the presence of Muhammad right behind us. Well done, brother. It felt good.
MashaAllah.
It felt good. So we got a powerful movement. And like it says in the Surah Allah, the Most High, it says, by stages and degrees shall we teach you to declare this message.
Stages.
Everybody ain't coming up to these stages.
Islam.
Some of them remain to and fro.
Islam.
Because he said he come from left, right before me, beyond on the cross.
Allah puts it in your heart.
Yes.
If it's not in your heart, you're not going to get these degrees.
That's right.
And Allah is very careful on who he gives it to. Islam.
It's deep how Allah planted the seed in the older Moors when I was young, because I've been to this ever since I'm 17, I'm 68 now. And most of them Moors passed. And some of them were my age. A lot of them were older than me and stuff. That I'm here still today. We had a Moorish army. We had cadets. That's when I'm a cadet, like the West Point Academy cadet.
Indeed.
I'm a Moorish cadet.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people right there can't touch that because they don't know what that's about.
Yeah. Indeed. You touched right on it, though, Mo. We can't be letting... we can't let the so-called what am I looking
You gotta
for?
do
The word I'm looking
you gotta
for.
do judo. You gotta flip the spirit.
Indeed, we cannot let those who see what they want to be in you destroy your seeking for knowledge. Islam, and see that's what you said it right on the money, because we dealt with that ourselves.
Yeah.
Yes.
Excuse me. That's why this nation is suffering. This nation is suffering. Going back to what Brother said, people are casting, like broadcasting. They broadcast the politics out there. That's where everybody's mind was.
Islam.
But that ain't the only side of light, only world that Allah has to show you. Allah had to show you more besides politics. Allah wanted to show you that He loved you.
Islam.
Allah's not a racist.
That's right.
That's
It's man-made.
that's man stuff.
Yeah.
Allah will bring you from darkness into marvelous light.
Islam. So, yeah, just was hearing the word. I said Hajj, and it reminded me of something that I did not think about before this podcast, and that was one of the brothers that really helps with my awakening was El Hajj Malik El Shabazz, and I'm going to use the name he went by during his passing because yeah, right, Mo, it's crazy. El Hajj Malik El Shabazz, Mo. So brother Malcolm X, for people that might not be hip to the brother's real name. So he went there black and white. You know, he went there on the black and white tip, Mo, and he came back off of that tip. And he came back with a renewed spirit. And that's definitely partially why I believe they had to get him out of here. And when he came back, El Hajj Malik El Shabazz, it was up.
They ain't gonna keep taking our leaders up because Allah's getting ready to take them out.
Islam, I don't know if y'all been noticing the rise in Africa actually right now.
Yep. Ibrahim
Touré, indeed. His name Ibrahim.
I said, wow. I wish he was my son.
I wish he was over here. You hear me?
Yeah. Because
and one shade on that.
he's standing for truth. How are you gonna go? Because people don't want to give up their gold and silver, they're terrorists. And you use one thing, you use your version of what you call religion to paint a picture of people as terrorists. And a lot of our people fall for it, say, oh, we ain't got enough money. Allah made you rich.
When I heard Allah made us rich.
He made us rich and stuff.
Right.
We keep letting people steal our minerals, our oils, all this stuff belongs to us.
Ain't none of the nations in Africa where they got those gold mines.
That's why I always say, what is your nationality?
Ain't none of them connected to their own banks. But all the Europeans, like the French and all of those gold mines that they got in Africa is connected to their banks. How is that even possible?
And then
Colonization.
No, but man,
colonization means we put the Moors on the cross.
Islam.
And and every time we do wrong, we're chastised. When they do wrong, they get away with it.
Right. Islam.
Because we're not speaking the way we should speak.
That's right.
My life is committed to this movement. I'm 68 years old, man. I thank Allah for all the days of I ain't scared of nobody. Allah kept me this long.
Islam.
So it's something that I try not to get too far off the topic of the Hajj. We need to switch topics, but something that came to my mind in terms of you're speaking on multiple, different types of pilgrimages and different places we need to go because Mecca isn't the only holy place.
It's not.
Anywhere you stand, if you're standing with Allah, is Mecca. My father was a 5%er.
Wow.
And he didn't speak too much to me about it, but later in my years, a couple of years ago, I just felt real compelled. This is when I joined. The same summer I joined the Moorish Temple, and I also joined the 5% Nation by making what I considered a Hajj and a pilgrimage to Harlem, to a law school in Mecca. And just making that trip was like, it was physical, obviously, but spiritual as well. And I thought about my father a lot with that trip because I know I played a big part in his awakening. It played a big part in him being who he is today and how he raised me. So for me to take that quote unquote Hajj. I'm like hijacking that word Hajj, but by me taking that, it was a spiritual journey, and I came back a renewed spirit for real, and I joined the Moorish Temple after the fact. Even though it might not be the 5% nation, it is the same idea of Asiatics coming together to build. Very simple. I'm here to build with y'all most.
Like I'll share with you, bro, that they got all types of books in their library. You go in their house, they got us, they got everything. You go in our house and stuff, we read from here, somebody want to fight.
Right.
But we're slain for the ability to read. It says, Lord, I have given you the gifts of speech, sight, and hearing. But we don't use them gifts. It's time for us to use them gifts so we can resurrect from the dead. Because right now, we civil legion too, so we're dead.
Mm.
We have to read.
Islam.
So you took Troy. I mean, I think now Sister Hajj is here now, but all of y'all came.
Sheikis in the building.
Sheikis went to Chicago. That's
Oh,
you definitely.
He's
I know
winning.
for a fact you considered that a spiritual journey.
Indeed.
Because
Good point. Good point, Mo. Good at this. I'll tell you.
I'm trying to remember it all. Those shit goes off. I'm like, I've got these things in my mind. I want to get it out.
Alhamdulillah. So yeah, I'm gonna speak about that. I had praise Allah, I was able to go to Chicago because of my sons. Praise Allah. I've been meaning to get to Chicago. When I first started with the movement, I was trying to get with everybody and to go to Chicago, but I just couldn't do it, due to my situation. I just couldn't make that trip at the time. But anyway, I was able to go. My son's team won national for the state of Delaware for the business professionals achievement, and we was able to go because they had to compete in Chicago, and they got second place, by the way, too. And it's funny, we about to go to Florida in May for the same thing because they won first place again for video production for BPA in Delaware. And now my youngest son is a part of the team. Praise Allah. But anyway, in Chicago, though, yes, that was a spiritual journey because my main goal was to see the document. And we all know what document I'm talking about. And I went and I got that document myself. I had to use my phone so I could walk the streets of Chicago to go to the official building to go get that document. And I was shook because when I got in there, I saw a line that came all the way around to almost out to the street. And I said, oh man, here they go. I ain't got time. I got to go back, And this is in the middle of my son's competition. They had like a day of break where they could just go walk around. They were doing the tour, so I told them I got to make this journey. I got to get it, and they understood because I've always brought my family up in the Moorish movement, right? Mm-hmm. And they understood that Daddy got to go do that, and I went and did it. And funny, when I went in and I seen the line, I said, where do I got to go to get records? Where can I go? Soon as the brother saw me, he said, "You looking for Noble Jew Ali?" I said, "Islam."
How did he say? You were fessed up?
No.
Okay.
I just had my I had my member charm on.
Okay.
And I had a kufi on. I always wear a kufi because I always like I tell my people, we always got to represent ourselves properly. Islam culture, our culture. So I always wear my kufi wherever I go, especially when I started with the movement. And shout outs to the brother Mayer, because that was one of the brothers that made me realize we should never be shy about our culture. We should be able to wear whatever we need to wear to represent ourselves at all times. Islam. But anyway, I got that document. I was able to get straight up to the front of the line. And let me tell you how weird it got, though. A sister came out of nowhere once she got word of what I was looking for. She said, "You need to come back here." So I skipped the whole line, went all the way around to the back. She said, "Now, what is it that you need?" So I told her, and then I said, and it was funny because shout out to the Grand Governor, he was, praised Allah, he was calling me at the same time that I was speaking to this sister because I was also trying to, register the temple. at the same time. But unfortunately, I couldn't do that because they changed the way it's done now. Now it has to be done not in the city of Chicago, but the actual state building. And that's because there was several moles who took advantage of that. And they cut that out, you know. But she told me, you know, where to go to do that. And I had the brother Roz on the phone while we was doing that, because I was using him as the mouthpiece, because when I was stating what I needed done, it was recollecting with them, but they wasn't understanding all the way. So when I got the Grand Governor on there, that's when the sister knew exactly what I was trying to do, right? Praise Allah. But yeah, that was a spiritual journey. I got that document, got it sealed, stamped, and I brought it back to the temple. I showed everybody. But also what I did, I took a picture next to the famous statue.
What did it?
Right?
Guy who found Chicago.
Who found Chicago, the brother. Haitian brother who found it. And that brother actually, his story is amazing. He came from the South and came up to Chicago, found Chicago, found the indigenous tribe in Chicago, started fur trading. That's how he you know, had friendship with the tribe, because he was fur trading. Met a sister, right? Married her, established what you would say tribal allegiance, because he married the sister, right? She was of the tribe.
But when you further read about Haitian was an empire.
Indeed.
Tie into the Aztecs, like you said.
Indeed.
Wow.
And that's why I said he came from the South, right? He came from the South of North America all the way up, and that's how he found Chicago.
Right. So they, like, you know, French, they went to France.
Mm-hmm.
That's telling you, they just trying to put the Haitians on the cross.
Mm-hmm.
And through the whole world, they try to put the whole world on the cross in colonization.
Islam.
They want to colonize everything. And I mean, Allah never gave them the right to do that. They don't have no authority to do that. You know, it says, and I will create a vice channel on earth.
Mm-hmm.
So will you create one to make mischief while we celebrate thy praises? And so that what he created has been selling been creating mischief ever since.
Islam.
Never found no civilization. If you could tell me a civilization that he found it, I'll give you $1 million.
So I wanted to.
So we have no way amongst.
Give the name right, because I ain't want to say it wrong. Who the founder was of Chicago? Jean Baptiste Point du. Am I pronouncing it right? Hold on. Jean Baptiste Point du.
Saab.
See,
the original Frenchman too.
We are the original Frenchmen.
Mm-hmm.
See, on here they say he was a French trader or European and African descent. No, that brother was not mixed. But that's what they do because of the name, you know. And then it says who established a settlement. He founded, you know, on Chicago's river in 1780, which is now considered the city's first permanent non-native settlement. Mm-hmm. It's funny, you know, what they do, because next to his name...
The terminology, right?
Yeah, the terminology.
What happens to us, they keep reclassifying us.
That's right.
And the way we classify us, they teach us in school and stuff like that to teach their religion, because when a lot of them went to school, it was to teach them how to better rule over us.
That's right.
But we can't get mad because they don't want to teach the critical race there, none of that stuff like that. It ain't their job to teach us anyway.
Islam.
Let's do what we have to do as men. If you look at all over the world stuff, that manhood is being attacked, our families being destroyed. Because, you know, Holy Quran says Shaitan swore that he was a sincere advisor.
Yep.
Who come to and keep destroying people's families?
Islam. You know, I also want to point out, like you said, the brother was born in Haiti.
But yeah, he's a Frenchman.
Right. I don't understand
a
that.
European Frenchman.
I'm Haitian too.
You know what I mean?
Right.
It's wild, though. It's wild. But what's also very significant about that, like the brother brought up again, that journey, that was a spiritual journey. And you're right. There's so many areas and so many spots that our people have been
All over the world, Mo.
and made holy because of whether they achieved something or whether they established something or whether they built something. And we can't just be secular. We can't just think that, you know, this is just it. No, we've been all over the world, Mo.
And not only that, the world is waiting for us.
Isn't
The
it?
world is waiting to hear from us. Don't let them trick you.
Man, Chicago is next. It's basically on Lake Michigan is where he traveled to.
That's real pretty.
Yeah, and we was there, Mo.
I got the plane on there and stuff like that.
Beautiful. I mean, the fact that the way that the water and where it's at is divine. It's like, how is that even possible? The way it sits, the way it
ain't
looks.
dirty either.
No. That's why it's so amazing. It was so amazing, man. But yeah, that was a great journey.
Ain't that they said that's one of the biggest water supplies.
Yes. Shukran for bringing that up, Mo.
Mm.
That's true.
That's
That
why
was-
it's a windy city. That's why there's so much water, right? I guess.
They wondered where I was. I was off to myself on Lake Michigan.
Mhm.
I was feeling that spirit, man.
And there's so much history in Chicago too. Let me speak on that too. I mean, there's buildings that look like castles,
Mm.
and that wasn't built in modern day. They're ancient. You can tell they're ancient. You know, that's where the World's Fair was at. A lot of the first like the Shriners and you know the so-called Freemasons, they built a lot of their buildings there.
You see all that in the prophets, March too.
Islam.
But
Islam. But yeah, man, that was a spiritual journey. Thank you for bringing that up, because I was trying to do that for years, and I finally got that chance to do it. So I took the opportunity and went and got what I needed for the temple.
Yeah, I gotta make that journey. I know Sheikah's Hajj made the journey to Chicago. You as well, Brother Shariff, right? You went to Chicago with the temple, right?
2 times.
Twice, yeah. So these are spiritual journeys, and like you said, Mo, it has to be said that basically everywhere is holy land if you walk in with the holy step. As long as you have holiness in your breath and holiness in your lungs, and you're walking with Allah, everywhere you go is holy. So don't ever think that even if you for some reason can't make that journey, you know, you do it where you at. You do it where you at.
And you know what really resonated with me about going to do that and getting our authority to document, which is on the back of our questionnaire, by the way. It felt like the prophet gave me knighthood in that moment, because I was actually holding an official document that the prophet signed, right? To build a nation within a nation, Islam. And a lot of people don't even know what that means. A lot of people don't understand why the prophet was saying we don't claim ourselves under the 14th Amendment. A lot of people don't understand that.
The deepest part about it, my brothers and sisters, we up against a shadow government. It ain't even real.
Islam. But yeah, Mo.
You understand what I'm saying?
Oh, I do understand what you're saying.
They perpetrating fraud. This don't belong to them.
Islam.
They tell the whole world that this. I took a course in Strayer University. I'm a master. It's called, the first 3 courses was because I got my master's in public administration. Public administrations,
Congratulations, Mo.
public administration, constitutional administrative law, leadership and conflict resolution, then this introduction to public policy analysis and public policy analysis. A lot of these people are operating on public policy. That is not the law.
Islam. It's our duty as citizens to challenge what is not constitutional.
That's right. That's right.
So if you didn't hear me, you heard me. his land. Mic drop moment.
That's powerful, because when I look at poverty, it affects everybody. So they try to make it look like that they had get the so-called whites turn against the blacks and so forth and so on. They shouldn't do that.
Yeah,
They should know their power in the vote.
but that's how you control and divide.
Yep.
And they masters at that. That's what their whole existence is. That.
Just like all them politicians talking trash and stuff like that. Hit them where it hurts in their pockets. Start boycotting. See how big they are then. I bet you they come to the table then. But just sit back and do nothing and stuff. They enjoy that stuff, you know. They used to say when I was young, your arm's too short, the box with God. So, start boycotting a lot of these businesses that support the prison industry.
The private sector prison industry. Talk about it.
And then the deepest part about it and stuff, all these holidays, we curse ourselves when we practice these rituals. They're spells. If you want to be better as a people, give them holidays back. We're not the same pedigree.
That's why Allah made sure that the Quran would be in the language, Arabic language.
Because we're not of the same pedigree. Allah's coming in America. This time it's about deliverance.
Here's man. Man, I'm a little fired up, bro. I don't even know what else to say. I feel like we really captured a lot from the trip, Mo. I mean, is there anything else you think that needs to be said that you have to bring back? Was there anything else that you're like, man, I know I have to bring this back from Mecca?
I was just thinking about how powerful we are as a people, and how Malcolm made his pilgrimage, and he seen the light, and I made the pilgrimage, and I seen the light, and that Allah has not forgot about us here in America. But you have to read. Stop, let people play you.
Allah's not going to help you unless you take the first step. You cannot hold yourself back. When you hold yourself back, you're destroying your blessings. You're destroying your path. Allah's not going to put you on a path if he knows that it's not in your heart to continue that path. Just like how, praise Allah, how the brother Nipsey Hussle used to always say, it's a marathon. It is a marathon. Allah's not going to give you what you want until you make the initiative that you wanted. And you got to read to do that. And you got to open your mind.
Let your beautiful ancestors live through you. They waiting for you to call them. Don't be afraid to call them.
Exactly. And one of the greatest lessons I feel like I learned that helped me open my eyes from the fiber centers was that there is no spook God. Right. There is no imaginary thing that just makes things happen. Like it's us. Like we are the saviors we are looking for. We are
a lot of people into spookism.
Yeah, Mo, it's not going to happen. You can pray all day. That's going to happen if you don't take action.
We're in a technological age. That spookism's out the door.
Yeah,
we don't fire Casper the Friendly Ghost.
And it's interesting because I've seen like this past Ramadan, I've seen a lot. I feel like a lot more Asiatic Muslims, and I've seen a lot more than normal. I feel like, and maybe just because I'm now in the world. I don't know, but for some reason it seems like there's more, but yet it's different. It's not that spookism stuff. It's uplifting. It is spiritual, definitely. But it is physical. It is Moors and Moors and Muslims coming together to break bread physically and to build industry and to build together. It's happening. We're doing it right now, Mo.
Beware of spookism, because spookism is a hustler. Spookism don't have your best interest.
That's right. So listen, if you're in Wilmington or if you're anywhere in the area, you got to make your spiritual journey to the Moor Culture Center.
Indeed.
That, like, before you hop on that flight all the way to Mecca or even to Chicago or to Harlem or to wherever you think you got to go, we're here. It's here. It's right here. Take that journey to 715 North King Street,
Right.
Wilmington, Delaware. This is just the step one. From here we can take our trips to Mecca, to take our trips to Harlem, take our trips to Chicago, take our trips wherever we got to go. But if you don't take this first step to here, you're missing out, because on a day-to-day basis, what is your culture? What are you doing on a day-to-day basis? If you're not practicing some kind of Islam or practicing some kind of original culture, then you're likely lost. Not likely you are. You're lost.
Sure.
You're out there being led in the wrong direction by people that don't have your best interest in mind. Islam. And so,
Well, he said, don't believe me. Check me out.
That's right. That's what the most keep forgetting.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't say just take my word for it.
I do it not.
See, man, you brought up another good point, Mo. I'm getting sick and tired of Mo's that's in this movement keep trying to say that they know what the prophet would have did and what this, that. You don't know, Mo. You don't know. But what we do know is that the prophet made sure that he gave us tools to study. Noble Drew Ali gave us the tools to study so that we could find ourselves. So the knowledge and wisdom is unlimited. You have to seek it, though. And you can't just take somebody's word for it. The prophet himself said don't take his words.
Man, it's truth and false and strangely mixed.
Islam.
Say it again. What was that? Man,
That's Jesus in Circle 7 said, man is truth and false and strangely mixed. Man is the breath made flesh. So truth and falsehood are conjoined in him.
Islam. And that's also what the prophet Noble Drew Ali was trying to bring our people. The understanding of who the prophet, may peace be upon him, Jesus really was. He wasn't a blue-eyed, fair-skinned, straight-haired individual. That's not who he was.
But he's also you and me, though.
Islam.
When you I understand that part, but when you understand the nature of the crusade that is still happening, and they use that to further keep us in colonizing, what was a part of the Papal Wars and the doctrine of discovery, how they came, they said first place Columbus hit was Haiti.
Islam. We got to take it back to page 3 of the Holy Quran, Moorish Science Temple of America. Know thyself and thy Father God Allah. The genealogy of Jesus with 18 years of the events, lives, works, and teachings in India, Europe, and Africa. The first sentence should wake our people up. Life, works, and teachings in India, Europe, and Africa. That brother was traveling. His first 18 years, that brother was traveling, but we never knew that.
right. Islam.
And they made sure we didn't know that.
And you can go do the knowledge. You can find the Jesus the Christ traveling and doing the Buddhism.
So when you really
journeys.
get to studying, like that's helped us there, right? But when we get down halls of higher learning, it goes way beyond that.
Way beyond that. But that's just
They prostituted that.
right.
So we're coming forth in this day of resurrection to help make new,
Right.
to
But
help deliver.
that's the whole point, though. That's what the Holy Prophet was trying to do. He was trying to break the monotony of what we believed, because that's what was restricting us.
Right.
He had to open up the gates so that we could get all of the knowledge of ourselves.
But I received the baptismal resurrection certificate.
Indeed.
I said, wow. I blew up, you know what I mean? I'm still blown up on that.
Right.
But I don't see a lot of other people who gave it blown up on it. They act like it's nothing.
It's like, well, be careful now. You don't want to start no trouble, Mo. Hey, they look like we be starting trouble, Mo. You know what I mean? And we gotta respect it.
I love it. It's powerful.
Indeed, Mo.
What I'm studying is real powerful and stuff like that. I'm committed that I'm trying to do the best that I can to make it work. I don't want to be around people just talk.
That's right.
We got a serious mission, right?
Yeah.
I take this stuff serious. When they say that Allah is within me, that's real. I gotta love the Allah in you.
Islam, Mo.
And I love the Allah in all of us.
That's right.
But I'm not out to harm, to do spookism and scare nobody and stuff.
And see, that's the thing. Allah points that out. The ones that have it in their heart, Allah makes it visible for you to see them, to see those jinns, or to see the shaitan. I'm gonna call them jinn.
Jinns,
They jinn, Mo. Mo, jinns can take any shape and form, Mo.
right?
Sounds like a jinn to me, Mo.
Mo,
That would be
if a jinn want to get close to you, it's gonna take whatever form it has to get close to you, to the point, so crucial that it's gonna make itself get into you because it wants you so much.
Mm-hmm.
And see, that's another point I want to bring up too. You brought up Adam, right? What did Shaitan do to Adam before
he's a thing.
Allah blew breath and blew the soul in Adam? What did Shaitan do first? He went in his mouth, came out as anal.
Wow.
He was obsessed with Adam because he couldn't believe, how can Allah be so, thoughtful to this? What did he make? What is this? Just like you were saying. And the Holy Quran speaks about it. But a lot of our people don't know that. A lot of our people don't know that when Allah created Adam, the physical, before he blew the soul into Adam, the shaitan went in Adam's mouth and came out as anal because he had to figure out what Adam was. But that caught his attention. And that's why the shaitan is on us now and won't want to let us go.
We don't want to see the resurrection
Islam.
dead in America. We
Islam.
must constantly see Negro, Black, and colored. So when a lot of times, even though we've been living this for I've been living this for a long time. Since I'm 17, I'm 68, right? A lot of people still try to look at me like I'm Negro.
Islam. No such thing, man.
No such thing.
No such thing.
It's a lie.
Spookism.
It's witchcraft.
That's right, Mo. It's all witchcraft. Another point. Boom. You ask a certain. All right. I said earlier, you ask a modern Jew what God they believe in, they'll say they believe in the same God the Muslims do, right? Now, I'm talking about the Zionists is now who I'm talking about, right? Ask them who their God is, Islam.
Wow.
What they going to tell you, Mo?
See?
Alhamdulillah. They know that. They already know that.
But how are they? They are connected to almost everything in the world.
But that's why they connected to everything in the world. Because what is the world? Islam. That's one of the
conflict, confusion.
Oh man, we hit night. I'm getting my hair just sticking up. Listen,
Say that again.
my hair just sticking
Say
up.
that again. The world what?
Chaos, conflict, and confusion. That's what Sheikh is to say.
Yeah, and that's whose playing ground. The shaitan, Islam. But he does not control nature. He does not have the power to do that.
Yeah.
We do.
Right.
He can't stand that. Because he knows that this is his domicile.
He said the elements of electricity and all that. That's us.
Yeah. He can't stand that. He can't stand the fact that if we wanted to, if we really get into our consciousness, we can move that wind. Shaitan can't do that, Mo. He can get you to do something, but he can't physically do nothing to you.
So,
Alhamdulillah.
yeah,
Alhamdulillah.
We got to wrap this up. I'm like, this is getting a lot, bro. This is getting a lot. I'm getting teary-eyed.
Praise Allah.
My hair is standing up.
we can't be afraid to call on the ancestors.
We can't be. But see, we didn't, Allah done took us to somewhere else. I didn't know I was going to be talking about what did Shaitan do when Adam was first made. But a lot of our people don't know.
I never heard that.
A lot of our people don't study the Quran, the Holy Quran.
Well, But you have to take these books and use them in their proper halls for higher learning. Their books are higher
That's
learning.
right. That's right.
And you have to be careful what you utter and how you utter what might take seed in people's minds.
That's right.
Because that's a soul
That's right.
that you're responsible.
Right.
You know, because a lot of people got hidden agendas. It don't work like their lives all seeing, all hearing.
Mm-hmm. Allah brought me to the temple. I was already seeking knowledge. I was already there. You ask anybody that know me, I was already there.
Yeah.
But I couldn't find what I needed until I got here. Islam. And once I got here, I realized you not crazy, bro.
Look who.
Everything that you was reading, everything that you was researching, everything that brought you here was because of Allah. But it has to be in your heart for Allah to give you that. And what I mean by that, it was for a whole year. That's all I was doing. I was in my little studio in my house, books everywhere. I got a book over there that I'm on chapter 1. I got a book over there. I'm on chapter 33. I got a book over there. Oh yeah, that's the Black Laws Dictionary. Why you got that over there? Well, come on, let me tell you why I got that. I couldn't stop, Mo. I couldn't stop.
Right.
And I thought something was wrong with me, but nah, that was Allah. That was Allah.
Piece for Moors improving on their reading skills.
Indeed, Mo.
I mean, nobody perfect, but we got to improve on our reading skills if we want to help other people.
This is necessary. It's necessary.
Necessary.
I mean, that's where all the knowledge
It's
is.
necessary. And we ought to create, and once again,
Just like rhetoric is the art of speaking.
we are the creators of that.
Rhetoric is the art of speaking.
Right.
You got to know rhetoric like you know martial arts.
Indeed, Mo.
It's an art.
Well, you gonna be here?
So you defend your territory.
That's right.
Do you gonna be here Saturday, Mo? You be here Saturday?
Inshallah, sure. I'm just,
Saturday.
I'm still a little jet lagged.
Okay.
So-
Maybe next Saturday. I'm sure we got to start. We have to start the Universal Academy of
Oh yeah, I'll be here. You get
Moorish Science Temple.
should be still
Moorish Academy of Universal Martial Arts.
Moorish Universal Academy.
Moorish Academy. Hold on. Moorish Academy.
Let me kick it to you. Moorish University of Science and Technology, Moorish Universal Academy of Martial Arts. And this was not, the ancient Moors found this, they're gone. But this is in their remembrance. They taught me. You know, I didn't have the honor to be with a lot of these Moors and present with who they knew, I know who I knew,
That's right.
and what they told me.
That's right.
And they were legit. I could feel them walking every day. The ancestors. I ain't trying to make the Moors mad.
All right. So that means we need you here though to kick that knowledge, especially for the.
You know, because it's so deep how Allah teaches. The Holy Quran says Allah will throw back their mockery. And I'm thankful because I see Allah throwing back a lot of mockery.
Islam.
Your opinion told me one time, he said, never close your heart to the man you meet on earth, because the man you meet might be an angel.
Islam. And you know, just to throw it out there, just because I am the Holy Quran of Mecca. I ain't gonna tell you what chapter because I want brothers and sisters to start opening it. Alhamdulillah. In the Holy Quran of Mecca, it tells you exactly where all the witchcraft, all of the so-called masonry.
Surah 113 and 114.
Alhamdulillah.
See, you want them to find it. You want them to find the answer, Mo. Everybody give them the answer.
I'm sorry.
I want y'all to find that and I want y'all to read that. Y'all need to understand. That's the reason why Noble Drew Ali, he made sure that he made a nation within the nation that was ours because he knew what was out there that wasn't ours, that was going to try to infiltrate ours.
We had to know about all of it.
Indeed, alhamdulillah. I'm just going to leave that there.
That's it, Mo. We have to, like I said, we got to close it out. Any final words in brief, Brother Shariff? Any brief final words?
Well, my final words is that I pray that Allah bless everybody under the sound of my voice, come from darkness into marvelous light. Islam.
Yeah, it's lying.
With that, we're out.
Out.